Hey, this is Matt here at Gamescom 2018. I'm joined by Louise,
Hello.
who has been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes.
And if you didn't already know, Louise is quite a big Assassin's Creed fan. I think that's probably a little bit of an understatement.
What we're going to do this time is Matt's going to actually ask me questions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you talk. Because
Yes.
I think last time I played, I just talked at you. So I will let you ask me questions. So
Okay.
please, ask me questions,
I'll ask a
Matt.
question, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, let's see how that happens.
Obviously you did play at E3.
I did.
What was different about this demo?
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey, only coming a year after Assassin's Creed Origins when we were in Egypt, we are now in ancient Greece. It's a massive change from our sort of previous Assassins. You have the choice of two different characters, it's much more a full-blown RPG, you now have moral choices, you've got romance options, so it's taking all these big changes. But what Assassin's Creed Odyssey this time did was it introduced me to the world last time, so I was exploring just an island and wandering around and doing what you do in Origins and getting sort of back into things. This time, Ubisoft handed over some endgame content. So they basically said, hey, fight Medusa.
And how did you get on with that?
Well, Medusa killed me. And it was great because they basically put us into a very late game quest, so you're sitting at level 50 because obviously if you've played Origins, Assassin's Creed has a very good leveling system where you now need to be at a certain level to take on certain levels of enemies, otherwise you will just die. But obviously because it's now an RPG, it unlocks lots of abilities for you. So the demo that I loaded up yesterday had a lot of abilities and they were all maxed out. So even the abilities have, sometimes you'll unlock one and as you progress through the game you'll upgrade that ability. So I was playing with the shield break back at E3, but the shield break that you have by level 50 will literally smash everything. So they will get better and better, your kick will improve, all of these things are better.
And the kick,
I love that
loves
kick.
the kick.
I gotta love that kick. I kicked a bear. Yes, I kicked a bear in this demo, which is great.
That's not a thing you should admit to.
No, it was going to kill me. It was a level 50 bear. So on top of those super abilities we talked about earlier, you've also got super stealth abilities. So you can crouch in some grass and you can see an enemy in front of you. And if you move into the stealth ability, so basically you've got two sets, you've got two wheels of being absolutely super. So once you've got your super bar filled, you can pick which abilities you want to use. So this one was a sort of zooming stealth attack. So you went from being in the grass to suddenly attacking someone and then moving on to the next person, and that would be again something that you would upgrade.
So like self-contained stealth takedowns?
Yeah, so stealth takedowns within sort of this little super ability, so it's even more toys to play with. So they've always said that history's our playground. It's literally a playground now. The things that you can now tweak to murder people is ridiculous.
So the history thing is quite an interesting point actually, because it's not just history, right?
No, so Assassin's Creed has always been very much, we're historically accurate, we've got all these famous people from history, but also on the other side of it, it's about a first civilization artifact that aliens built, basically. So anyone that says, this isn't Assassin's Creed, it's not historically accurate, it kind of is very much Assassin's Creed. It's stepped into the realms of ridiculous, it's handed you the powers that we've always had suggested, that's always kind of lurked in DLC. Now we have that. Now the quest that I was on, I was helping a woman find her girlfriend who had been taken inside a vault, and you could hear her screaming inside, and actually for the first time Assassin's Creed was properly scary.
Really?
So you were on this petrified woods. So you came into these woods and everything was dead and everything was twisted, and there were all these frozen stone soldiers, and it was actually really creepy. You got on your horse Phobos could take you to a certain point, but then it would say Phobos is too scared, you're going to have to go on foot.
I'm with Phobos.
I mean, I was with Phobos personally, but I was walking through this and you can hear these screams and everyone is frozen, and Assassin's Creed is doing horror. Now this is endgame content, it is one of the sort of hidden bosses. I'm not sure if it's going to be part of the main quest or not, but finding this just hidden in this enormous map. The map is huge, it's ridiculous. Where Origins was enormous, it was mostly desert, but beautiful places in between and other things. But now Odyssey's opened that back up. You've got lots of water like Black Flag, you're going between islands, you've got your ship, which is amazing, you've got whales rearing out of the water, you've got travel speed, and I think there is so much here that I'm almost afraid of how much is here, and now's the time. It was really hard.
I was going to ask, because the combat's changed slightly, right?
Yeah, so back when I played at E3, you do not have a shield, like Bayek has a shield, Cassandra and Alexios, neither of which have a shield, so you have to parry a lot, and if you parry, then you stun. Now when I played it back at E3, it was just, it was a left bumper to parry. It's actually now a tap of both, so left and right, so that's an instant tap of both of those, and you'll resist and hopefully stun your enemies. But definitely it's hard, it's a lot of dodging, it's a lot of combining light and heavy attacks. It's a lot of enemies with shields. Medusa was particularly difficult because she had this laser sight that turned you to stone.
That'll do it.
So it was incredible. So you'd be running, and then you'd literally be turning to stone, and it feels like that's something that maybe Assassin's DLC has had previously, but now it's in the main game. It is here. It turns out, as well as Medusa, there's all kinds of legendary beasts that you can hunt. Now, we had a hint of this in Origins where they dropped in the gods for you to beat. They were kind of variations on a similar theme, run in a circle. But this is very different. It already felt like, oh, I'm dead again, Medusa's killed me. But suddenly, you've got all these things to play with. You've got all these toys, and it's much more exciting. And also, having these different ways to play now is particularly interesting, and these new combat upgrades make things crunchy, because that's always a problem that Assassin's Creed had. Until Origins, it was just a case of waiting for people standing in a circle, one at a time. They would come and get you, and then you'd counter them, and that would be it. That is not the case anymore. I died a lot, and I really liked it.
There's a box quote for you. I mean, you sound very, very excited about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you've got any questions for Louise about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, pop them in the comments below, and stay tuned to the channel for more content from Gamescom 2018 throughout the rest of the week.